Well, hello everyone. I'm here today with my, what month is this? June favorites. Can't believe this is my third favorites video I'm already doing on my channel. I have a lot of good stuff. So let's get started. The first thing I want to talk about is not even makeup related, but I have to share these because I was so excited when I got these. These are the gold high keys that Desi did. Oh my god, you can see like everything in these. That Desi did with Quay. I got these while I was in Los Angeles and they are just everything. I love them so much. I have a lot of powders to talk about this month, so just bear with me. The next thing I want to talk about is something else that I got while I was in Los Angeles, while I was at the Morphe store. This is just the Morphe mixing plate. I have never had a mixing plate before, and I always just like mix foundation on my hands, or I will just put it on my face and like mix it together. This is like the best thing ever. You just put like your foundation or liquid blush or whatever you want to put on here and then put your beauty blender on it and just stipple it on your face. I think it's great. I think everyone needs a mixing plate, and yeah. So that's the Morphe mixing plate. Next thing I want to talk about is a blush. This is a blush by NARS called Gilda. So I got this while I was at a CCO not too long ago, and honestly, I am never into like coral blushes or like anything with pink in them. I was just so surprised of how much I like this blush. Also, this blush is matte, which I usually don't gear towards matte blushes. And that's a swatch of it right there on my hand. I love this. This, like I said, this is called Gilda. This is my first matte NARS blush. Sorry about that. This is my first matte NARS blush, and I really like it. I think that it blends very well. I think that it builds upon itself pretty nicely, and yeah, I am a big fan. So that is the shade Gilda right there. The next thing I want to talk about, I've only used twice, so it's kind of not fair, but it's a sponge, and when you use a sponge, you can tell right away. This is the Tarte Quickie blending sponge. You can see that it has like an end right here, and then it's so dirty already. It has like an end right here and then a pointed edge. This is so good for foundation. Like, it is very bouncy, and it's just, I didn't think I would like this curved edge for foundation, but I really do. Speaking of Tarte, let's go on a couple more Tarte products. So the first thing I want to talk about is the Filtered Light Setting Powder. I never thought that I would like a setting powder more than the Laura Mercier powder. Oh my gosh, this was the only powder I brought with me when I was in Los Angeles, so I wore it for like over a week straight. And it sets your makeup very nicely. Obviously, it's a translucent powder. You can't see that. It sets your makeup extremely nicely. I will say this does give flashback, so I can't use this if I know like people are going to take pictures of me or something. But it sets your makeup nicely, and it just mattifies everything, and I swear it makes my skin look airbrush, which is kind of why it's probably called the Filtered Light Powder. But yeah, so this is the Tarte Filtered Light Powder. Another Tarte powder I want to talk about is the Amazonian Clay Smooth Operator Finishing Powder. I'm in the shade Medium. So I recently finished up my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, and this has been the powder that I have been gearing towards like for everyday use. I've been using my Charlotte Tilbury powder a lot too, but I didn't want to mention it because I haven't used it enough to like really know if it's a favorite or not. But this is a beautiful powder. If you're from my skin tone, I'm in the shade Medium, and obviously it's a face powder, you can't really see it on my skin. But this gives like the lightest amount of coverage to your skin and sets your makeup beautifully without looking too heavy. That's always my fear with powders, because I don't like powders that are too heavy. I don't like powders that are too much on your skin. So this is a really good one. I want to talk about two brushes this month. This is the Morphe R36 brush. This has been my obsession for highlighter lately. This is just like, it picks up the most perfect amount of product, and you just put it right on your tops of your cheekbones. You can also use this as an eye brush if you're like really in a pinch, but I mean, I've never done that, but I know people have. The other brush I want to talk about is very expensive, but I love it so much. This is the Wayne Goss 02 brush. This is a brush that I use for setting my under eye. It is just the softest brush ever, and I love it. Oh my god. It's tapered, you can see. This is very similar in shape to the e.l.f. tapered powder brush. Is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called. But, oh, this is just so much better. I love it. It's so soft, and it's just, my favorite under eye brush. I've had this for a couple months now, but I just wanted to mention it because I packed it with me when I went to Los Angeles, and using it every day for a week, I really realized how much I loved it. This is my MAC Select Sheer Pressed Powder in the shade NC40. Oh, this is another powder I've been like breaking out. I am obsessed with face powders. I don't know what it is. I go through these phases where I get like obsessed with a certain like category of makeup, and right now it's face powders. So I will say in like regular MAC foundations, right now I'm probably about an NC35, but this powder runs extremely light. So even when I'm like less tan than I am now, I can use NC40. So if you use this, just, I don't know if it's like that with other powders, but this powder in particular, you can probably go a shade or two darker. This is just a thin, it's exactly what it says. It's a sheer powder, and it just sets your makeup beautifully. I also keep this in my purse for like touch-ups. The actual reason I bought this powder to begin with last year was I was in a mall with my mom and I wasn't going home anytime soon. So we bought this powder as like a touch-up powder, and I love it. Next thing I want to talk about is actually a lip gloss, which this is crazy because you guys know I don't like lip gloss that much. I only own a couple. But this is the Sephora Outrageous Plump Effect Lip Gloss in the shade 02. I don't know the real name of this. Oh my god, guys, I'm going to put some on right now. First of all, this color is incredible. Second of all, you can feel this on your lips. Like, this plumps your lips. It's not too sticky. It's not too like goopy. It's a very comfortable gloss, and it wears away very nicely. So I only have this one in the line. There's 4 shades in the line altogether, but this is the one that attracted me the most, so I really personally like it. People are gonna think this video is like sponsored by Tarte because there's so many Tarte products in here, but I love Tarte so much. I want to talk about this eyeshadow palette next. This is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Volume 3 eyeshadow palette. You guys, this is so pretty. Okay, so it's an all shimmer palette. There's no mattes in here. I'm just gonna give you a couple swatches. These shades are just, it like doesn't even do it justice, but they are so pretty. These wear on the eyes very nicely. And the thing that I appreciate about them is they're not like the same as other Tarte. This is my first Rainforest of the Sea palette I've owned, but they're not the same as like their shimmer shades in like their Harouche palette or the Tartelette and Bloom palette. These are more metallic in my opinion, and I really think that they last very well, and I love them. So this is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Volume 3 palette. Alright, next thing I want to talk about is also a Tarte product. This is the Tarte Lip, I think that's called the Lip Quench Rescue, and I have mine in the shade Buff. This is literally just like I've already used more than half of this, and I've had this like 3 weeks. This is a chapstick, but it's like, it tastes like mint, and it adds the slightest hint of color to your lips, which I really personally like in chapsticks, because what else are you gonna wear them for? So yeah, this, even if I swatch it, I don't even know if it'll like show up. Yeah, it like barely shows up. But I got the shade Buff, and Nicole got the shade Nude, which is just a little bit lighter, but I love it, and I've been keeping it in my purse. I've been keeping it in my work bag. I'm gonna be going through this soon. You guys are probably gonna see this in like my August or September empties. Next thing I want to talk about is like this little perfume. This is the Magic in the Air spray. You guys are, I'm gonna spray some on me. You guys have probably seen in my previous empties, I used up the Magic in the Air shower gel and the Magic in the Air lotion. Or is that gonna be this month's empties? Whatever. I love this scent from Bath & Body Works, and this is just like a little spray that I got. No idea where I got this from, but I got the little spray. I think Nicole may have given this to me, but I don't know. This is just the perfect smell. I get compliments whenever I wear this smell, which is funny because people are like, what are you wearing? And I'm like, it's a Bath & Body Works scent, and I love it. So yeah, it's called Magic in the Air. This is gonna be gone soon, and I have 3 backups of the actual spray. So yeah. I want to talk about these. These are the Cogendo Cleansing Spa Water Wipes. I've seen Kathleen Lights talk about these before, and I was always like, who would pay $13 for 10 wipes? Well, I got a $10 gift card to Sephora like 2 weeks ago, and I was thinking to myself, okay, so what can I use this $10 gift card on? Because, you know, $10 isn't really going to get you that much at Sephora, but what can I use this $10 like towards? So I thought to myself, oh yeah, I've always wanted to try these wipes. Yeah, I kind of set myself in a trap now. I'm not going to use them because I'm not going to take one out right now because they are very special. But these may be the best makeup remover wipes I've ever used. I do love the rice wipes. I love those so much. But my face like feels clean after I use these. Like I don't feel like I have to go in and wash my face again. I don't feel like I have to like even splash water on my face. I feel like just using one of these, I feel like I just washed my face, which is crazy in using a makeup wipe because usually I like different steps to my routine. I'll use a makeup wipe, then I'll use a cleanser, and then I'll go with my entire skincare. Like I've had nights where I literally take my makeup off with these and felt okay to just go to bed, which is crazy to me, because I usually need to put my moisturizer on and everything. So yeah, these are pricey. There's 13 in here for, no, there's 10 in here for $13, but I think they're worth it. I will probably not repurchase them again until a sale or if I get another gift card or something like that, but I really like them. So then the last thing I want to talk about is this bad boy. I meant to talk about this, I think, in last month's favorites, or no, what I did was I filmed a Get Ready With Me that I never posted, but this is the Natasha Denona Sunset palette. I love this palette. I thought it was crazy to spend $129 on an eyeshadow palette, but I don't regret it one bit. So I will say these two shades right here, I'm not sure what they're called, they are a little chunky. However, the rest of this shade, and I just swatched some on my hand. However, the rest of the shades in this palette are to die for. This top one right here is like my favorite metallic in the palette, and it looks so pretty on, and these mattes blend extremely well. The only thing I'll say about this palette is this light pink does not make sense to me. You look at this palette and you're like, oh, this is warm colors, this is like a whole bunch of stuff. I would think that this shade would be like a creme brulee type shade, or like a light tan or something, or maybe even like a light red, but not a light pink. So yeah, that is the Natasha Denona Sunset palette. I just talked about a lot of stuff and not a lot of time. You remember, guys, send me suggestions for videos, send me what you think are your favorite products for the month, anything I need to try, or anything that you just really want to tell me about. And always remember, you is kind, you is smart, and you is important. Bye!